Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Empire Nights. I am your host, the Dark Lord, and I want to describe why we haven't been on for a while now. And what had hit home was of course, what everyone's been going through is, of course, the pandemic. And one thing that hit hard was that I lost my sister. My sister wound up passing away from COVID 19. And just a few months after that, we lost my aunt. And so it definitely hit us hard. It was a hard time for our family. And pretty much left shows coming secondary. And just trying to get on with what we've all been going through, not just myself but for all of us. So that's just one of the biggest things that hit home. Definitely was what was going on in the world and how it affected us. But I don't want to make it all sad and there is brighter days, right? And so I'm just glad to be getting back to doing this. I knew that come January 1st I wanted to record this, and that's when I'm recording this, and hopefully I get this out to you guys. But I wanted to cover some of the latest news that's going on in the Star Wars universe, and basically what made me push this show ahead of the ones that I've already recorded was the thing that's going on. I might be the last one to chime in on this, and I know every every YouTuber has already chimed in on this, but I wanted to give you guys my view and my take on this. And that is, of course, what Lucasfilm employee Pablo Hildago did to Matt over at Star Wars Theory. Now, if you don't know Star Wars Theory, you should, because he runs an awesome Star Wars channel. Wonderful guy. You could definitely tell by everything that he's done for recording for Star Wars and everything that he's done. And especially his fan films. I find that this guy is definitely a Star Wars fan that I would love to always connect with and talk Star Wars with, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. My son's name is Jedi. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than that, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I follow Theory. Now, with my career and everything that I've done, my career is back. I own one of the largest Comic Cons in the country, and I've gotten to express that. But back when podcasting wasn't a big thing, I did a Star Wars podcast. I did it for Star Wars, and I did it for the Old Republic, and it wasn't what it is now. Back then, you couldn't make money, and you couldn't get monetized for doing those things. And those were, it was out of passion. And then my business started taking off, and this past year it just went completely in flames because of the pandemic, which we've all in that kind of line of business always had to reinvent ourselves until we could get back to doing what we do. And I've always been if you want to call the term nerd or geek, whatever that is, that's fine. I've always been a huge Star Wars geek, and seeing this happen to someone else was definitely hard, because I can feel everything that was put out by Theory while watching that. And if you're a Star Wars fan, and I'm a kid of the 80s, right when these movies were coming out, I was born, and I remember that my dad took me to see Empire, see Return of the Jedi in theaters, and it was it's life changing, of course. And when you become part of this, when you become part of this universe, you hold some form of attachment. And Matt over at Star Wars Theory used it while he was battling cancer. You know, Star Wars was his escape. And if you've never been in those type of situations, it's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. I came from a very bad neighborhood, very poor. People call them hoods, call them ghetto, whatever you want. Star Wars was my escape. And having that escape from those kind of forms of harsh realities are what draws us to Star Wars. It's what connects us. It's our force. And seeing what Pablo Hidalgo did, I'm very disgusted because I've met Pablo Hidalgo. I've even one of my best friends who's an artist who's on YouTube is James the Box Office Artist. Go follow him. Drew him a bumblebee. We were at Celebration in, was it 2017? I believe. I think that's the one that James went with me to. And we ran into Pablo. We had a great discussion. And this is before all the Twitter and everything that happened after The Last Jedi. And, man, that was hard to see. That was really hard to see Pablo attacking fans like that. And I don't get on Twitter much. And if I do, it's basically to check out my buddy Greg Capullo, who's a great artist. Follow him also. But that's the reason why I'll get on social media as far as Twitter. And I had no idea what was going on until my buddy sent me a Geeks and Gamers video, which I love Jeremy. Jeremy does wonderful work with Geeks and Gamers. I don't agree with some of the things he said as far as politics or anything like that. I don't agree with that. But I respect someone who's a geek. And he had the discussion with Theory about what Pablo Hidalgo did. And this is what I love this. This is what adults do. This is what grown people do. At times you have to set things aside to talk about it. And that's what they did. They went ahead and talked about it. And for you that, like I said, this has already been going on. And if you're on YouTube, you've already saw what had happened, right? So Pablo Hidalgo attacked Star Wars Theory for showing emotion during The Mandalorian when Luke Skywalker came out. I mean, I cried. I was shocked after The Last Jedi, after The Rise of Skywalker. It's very hard to. It was very hard to like anything from the new Star Wars. Characters weren't built up, and it wasn't fully thought out, and you could tell that like right out the bat from what happened in The Last Jedi. And Last Jedi, if you like it, I will defend you. If you loved it, I will defend you. And you're right to your opinion. I didn't. To me, that wasn't Luke Skywalker. The Luke Skywalker that I grew up was a badass. And what we got in those films weren't. And it always seems like the Kathleen Kennedy side of Lucasfilms are always defending those films and not really caring about the fans. And when Pablo Hidalgo did that, I was disgusted. For one, I've met this man. I've talked to him. We talked at Celebration before it even opened up, and even when we went in. I was in shock. I was really in shock that he had did this, and then seeing the rundown of things that he's done on Twitter. I mean, that's not the way you respond to Star Wars fans. Like, I could not believe that was the same person that I had a discussion with. And if if this is the way that Lucas is treating fans, I mean that has to be looked at from the head of Disney. Now, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing an amazing job, and for this to have happened, yeah, I'm pretty sure John and Dave were just like, oh man, they put in so much hard work into the Mandalorian, and to have this come up, not cool. When Matt was crying out his eyes watching Luke Skywalker, when I went back and saw that later, the day after, and it had to be the day after because I had to watch it over and over just to. I could not believe it was Luke. Tears rolled down my cheek as I saw Luke Skywalker in that X-Wing. Oh man, what an emotional ride that Dave and John took us on. And to have that happen to a Star Wars fan, a true Star Wars fan like Theory, it's just awful. Just disgusting in Pablo the Hildago, the way he responded. And that was not cool. Not cool at all. So I'm glad, Theory and Geeks and Gamers and Drunk 3PO. If you haven't watched Drunk 3PO, go watch that guy. That dude's awesome, man. And he just released a video with Gina Carano. Carano, however you want to pronounce that. Where she defended Theory, where she had his back. And I think that's something very cool for Gina to do, because Gina is not, besides being a wonderful, beautiful woman, having her inside Star Wars at all is just amazing. So, fully support Gina. I know she's been battling everything on Twitter, but if you're a Star Wars fan, get her back. That's what we do. Get Theories back. That's what we do. But this whole situation has brought Star Wars fans together. And I might have, and I'll tell you guys right now, I have very bad ADHD and I hop around and I go back to back. But this topic is something that I wanted to talk on and let Theory know that Star Wars fans, we're all here. We all felt what you felt. And if someone in that position is attacking you, then they attacked all of us. And that's what I want to say on that subject. So we are back, guys. Empire Nights is definitely having some more shows upcoming for you guys to watch in on. And yeah, we're back. May the Force be with you.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.